Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at building a generator expression. It's very similar to the list comprehension we did earlier, where we take a standard looking for loop and convert it into something more Pythonic, something that's like one line and runs optimal on the Python interpreter. We're building a blackjack program. Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and in no way promotes gambling. So let's take a look at what we have here. So right now we're calculating the value of the hand by reading each card individually. The hand gets sent in as a parameter and then updating the value variable we have here. Well, this can be done in a much simpler way. So we're going to reuse this for loop right here. We're going to reuse this for loop. Earlier we put it inside the list, but for now we're just going to write it right here. And we're going to reuse this just like we did in the previous circumstance as well. Now, if we put this inside of a list, this would just put all the values. This is a list comprehension, right? Very similar to a list comprehension. But we want it to sum. So to get it to do a sum, instead of putting the square brackets around the list comprehension you have right here, we take away the list comprehension part and we put sum around it. And so this will still read each value from the list, but it'll actively add that value up per card. And so this is what we call a generator expression. It's another way to do a for loop. It's clean in the sense that everything's on one line, Pythonic in the sense of this is how the makers of Python intended the code to be written. And I'm pretty sure this runs more optimally because it's using less memory when it rewrites the function here. And then real quick, earlier in the last video I mentioned that this code doesn't work for circumstances where you have more than one ace and you need to lessen the value of your hand. So only a quick modification is needed for that. First, we count the number of aces in the hand that appears. So if the user has 3 aces in their hand and their hand value is equal to 33, let's say, you would need to subtract the 10 twice. And then you would get something closer to 13. But and the way we're going to do that here is we still need to check if the value of the hand is over 21. Then we also want to see if the ace count is here also greater than 1. So we're counting. What this does here, what the earlier method does, is it looks at the entire hand and it just counts the number of times this string appears on the list. So if ace count is greater than 1, then the player is afforded the opportunity to treat that ace as a 1. And then the last thing we want to do is, rather than have this be an if statement, this needs to be a while statement, and we need to lower the count of the aces every time that we subtract 10. So if an ace is going to be treated as a 1, we subtract 10 and we lower the ace count so that we're not subtracting more than we should. And then the minute ace count equals 0, we've subtracted the maximum number of times and the player will not bust. Remember, blackjack is 21 or lower. So anything over 21 is bad. So we're handling that circumstance where the user gets to use their ace as a 1 or a 10. And this is all that should be required for updating our code. It's a little bit tricky testing it. Let's see if we can test it instead of putting in player hand. we'll just put in an actual hand here where they have an ace, we'll say they have a king, and a 9. So this is a circumstance where you would like to see both aces be reduced. Let's run that code. And this is the only caveat here. There we go. Hand value is 21 because each ace is 1 here, and then this is 19, so that would be 21. So we can see here that this worked exactly as intended. I'm going to restore that, and we'll end the video there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.